We really need to talk about pizza, and I'm not just referring to this guy right here or about Pizzagate. I cannot stress enough, if you have small children at home, middle schoolers, high schoolers, please, please, please continue to listen. The term pizza has been talked about a lot frequently because this guy used the term as code for CP in a lot of his emails, and obviously people made the connection between that and Pizzagate. What I can tell you is it's not just global elitists and politicians using this code. It is a very popular code amongst the CP community. And when I say community, I mean, yes, they are a very tight-knit community, and they use these code words and emojis to help identify each other across social media platforms and within children fandoms. Last year, I didn't really use TikTok. I had it downloaded on my phone, and I had a profile solely just in case somebody sent me a video on TikTok and I wanted to watch it. One time I watched a video and I noticed there was a profile picture that was my 2-year-old daughter. I clicked on it, and it was obviously one of my stepchildren's accounts, and it was just a bunch of MLP fandom. And if you don't know what that means My Little Pony. Upon first glance, there didn't seem to be anything suspicious about this account. There was nothing inappropriate. Most of the comments were between him and his friends. So to the naked eye or somebody just brushing through to monitor, didn't look like anything suspicious. But I logged into the account and I started to dig deeper, being the person that I am. And when I dug deeper, I started to notice a few things. A lot of these MLP accounts were interacting with each other, and not only were they interacting with each other, they were interacting with accounts and followers that had codes like this or emojis like this in their username. So I would click on them, and then I would click on their followers and who they were following. Now, obviously, I'm going to state that you can see I did not include the entire screenshot of the profile because a lot of these accounts had very, very inappropriate photos and videos of small children, and I am not going to share that information. But all of the accounts were linked to each other in some way or another. For example, this one, we got the football, dad and son, Matt videos, Teleguard, Telegram, top CVP. Pizza, like all the rest of them, all had pizza. Football stands for boys. And then videos, top C, videos, P. Sometimes they would just be accounts like this, and you would see the football, and to somebody who doesn't know any better, you don't think anything of it. But then you look at their followers, and then you find more cells, boys, obviously. And then this one even terrifyingly has a bottle, which is code for young boys. And they all seem to have this guy on them. And not only do they not have that, just have that guy, they have a lot of these right here where it's a photo of pizza and a glass of milk. And a lot of them had the same account information on them, but different usernames. And some of them were just more obvious and in your face. Mind you, this is just some of dozens and dozens of accounts that I found. So I went one by one to all of the accounts that I found, and I started to report every single one of them. And you can see that they all use the same emojis. Absolutely terrifying. I want to bring special attention to this one right here because I have seen this one circulating on Facebook as it standing for boy lover. But the one that freaks me out the most is the one with the baby bottles. So of course, I reported every single one of the accounts that I found. And one by one, TikTok told me that they found no violations. No violations. No violations. And again, this is just some of dozens of accounts that I found and reported. So what did I do next? I filed a police report. Police came back and said I needed to reach out to the Center of Exploited and Missing Children. I reached out to them. I filed a report with them. Somebody called me back, asked me to upload the photos and screenshots, which I did. I never heard back. But the big thing that I noticed was these pages not only were following each other, but they were following multiple fandoms, including My Little Pony and Gacha Life and Roblox and multiple other fandoms that are popular with children. So upon first glance, you think my kid's just innocently on their own fandom, which is true. But what you don't realize is half of these accounts are predators. I cannot stress enough. If your kids are on social media, you need to be checking their followers, and you need to be checking their followers' followers, who they're following. If you say, oh, well, my kids aren't on social media, I promise you they are. They're teenagers. They just know the internet better than you do. I am in IT. I like to consider myself pretty good at locking down my network, and even then, they find a way to bypass it. There's apps, there's websites they can use to bypass any type of parental controls, screen times, things like that. You need to have a combination of safeguards in place. Not just parental controls on the phone, but setting up controls through your router. Most carriers nowadays, ISPs, they provide a router that you can log into. Usually the login is in the back of the modem. You can log into it and you can actually assign devices to each person in the household by looking them up by MAC address, and you can actually control what they're doing online, what they're able to look at online, time limits, things like that. It is so, so, so important.